love me some RuPaul. Yes. It's awesome. All right, now. What? Where?
Make it work.
Make it work. You better make it work. Did I drop something?
No, your chair's right on the edge.
That's okay. I live on the edge. On the edge. Nothing like living on the edge. Okay? Now, here's the scoop. There are 4 chairs, right? But first, before we get to, Hannah and Hilly, I want you guys to understand that we've got lots of eager fans, lots of time to talk and have some fun. But, we also want to try to let everybody have a chance just to ask a question. So if you can think of the one question you want to ask, because we might not be able to repeat multiple guests. So if you get the one question in that you want to get, then that's what we'll do. So I'm going to make some room for our fine feathered friends over here. What, do I have some?
Yes!
Do I really? Do I have a little bit of, do I really?
If you move over this way a little.
Move it over this way a little bit? Okay. You know what? I'm just trying to find out if I had some, remarkable handprint on my... I guess I don't.
As long as it was good for you.
I don't get out enough. I don't get out of the house enough. Yes, thank you. So, it looks like a thumbs up coming from the control booth. We're live. Welcome, everybody. I'm sure the camera is somewhere in the deep darkness, in the bowels of the Nerdist Theater. Welcome to the YouTubers, the live streamers, everybody who's out there in the interwebs. You're watching the parody event for all the fans, the Supernatural Parody event that was masterfully created and produced by the Hillywood show, the Hillywood sisters. My name is Clifford Broadway, also known as Quick Beam on theonering.net, and that's where I talk about hobbits and balrogs and elves and all kinds of crazy ass things. And today we're going to talk about demons and archangels and banishments and the Mark of Cain and a few other fun things. So all the fans of Supernatural are here, massive crowded live audience. So I'm glad you guys at home are here with us live today. Without further ado, it's time to introduce the loveliest of lovelies, Hannah and Hilly Hindi.
Hello? Wow. I guess I'll start with holy crap. Yeah. There's a lot of you guys.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. So where are y'all from?
Wow. So
Here?
So first of all, we just really want to say, oh my God.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a packed house.
Packed house for getting us to now it's at 3.6 million views. But who here is from out of town? Raise your hand. Who didn't? Oh, wow.
Oh.
Well, congrats to you guys for coming out. Hello. Okay.
Awesome.
Well,
Okay, why do we have 4 chairs?
I was wondering that myself.
well, I only told them to put 2 out, so.
It's just supposed to be 2, or is it not?
Well, what do you guys
What do
think?
you guys think?
Come on out, guys.
Hey everyone.
These
Hi.
2 gentlemen were so gracious enough to come because, of course, after it had all ended, you guys made it to 3 million, and then we said, well, what's going to make it extra special? And another surprise by Hillywood. And we asked them to come out to do a Q&A with you guys and us, and they said yes. So thank you guys for coming, and thanks to them. So pretty much, we're just going to open this up to you guys. If you have a question, I can't really see everyone in the back.
Oh, you can see like this. Hi guys.
I can see a little bit. Oh, there we go.
Hello.
I guess just pop your little hand up. We'll try to get to as many as we can. But I mean, we're just so gracious and so happy that you're here. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're keeping it Supernatural Parody based, and have at it, guys.
We might as well start with this fast hand right here.
She's like,
Yeah.
There you go.
Welcome to the show, dear.
Very much. My name is Angela, and I have a question for Hilly and Annie. When you shoot when you shot this parody, I watched behind the scenes. It's my favorite part. You have all this footage that you shoot. You get into the editing bay.
Yeah.
How do you decide what gets the cut and what doesn't? Because I'm sure everything you shoot, you're like, all this has to go in, and obviously it can't. How hard is that for you in the editing bay?
Okay, so we will repeat the question for the live stream because they can't hear unless
Hi,
it's on
live
mic.
stream.
Hi, live stream.
mwah, mwah, mwah.
Sending hug. Yeah, guys, say hi. Say hi to them.
Hi to the live stream.
Hi, live stream.
So the question was, what do we do with all the footage, and how do we choose what scenes we want to keep? Honestly, it's what doesn't look sloppy or doesn't match up, because we had a lot of footage that we would just make extra shake it offs and extra things like that. That just didn't make the cut. It was just too much, overboard and didn't match up. So when we would fiddle with the clips and we would put different scenes with
Kind of like
it,
back to back.
we would not feel it out. We were like,
So
we don't like that.
Continuity really matters even when you're doing a joke.
Yeah, but even sometimes it would be from hula hoop to like, for example, with Kane. And so it was like which scene like kind of rolls with like my eyes. Like we would have to watch it like maybe 10 to 20 times, like this way or this way, and then whatever felt better. So that's how we did it. But of course, like these two here are like fabulous, and we were like, we can't choose.
But
When you're-
watching your process, don't you girls almost edit before you shoot? Like you already know
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know exactly what scene is for what. For example, when it's Shake It Off and you see, Dean exiting screen with the hula hoop, that's exactly like what we wanted that verse or that instrumental piece to be. Silence your cell phones!
Oh, I thought that was a meltdown thing.
I did
Like,
not
oh,
think cell phone.
there's
I
another
thought,
surprise.
oh, here it goes. That's the big one.
So yeah, we know exactly what scenes we want and what angle it's gonna be like from the cut. We're not just on set like, I guess let's just play around and do this or do that. It's never like that. So yeah.
Do you ever do digital grading or color changes or flipping shots after you're in the editing bay? The way that other people do in, in
Yeah.
films? Yeah, you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, we usually don't flip
We
shots.
usually don't flip.
Because I feel like we look weird when we flip. I don't know why, but I'm like, my face looks weird that way.
Yeah, but digital grading, all the scenes that you did see were digitally graded to match the original from the episodes. Are you wearing scaleras? How can you see me?
Prescription?
No, but like
Wow.
the peephole for mine was like this big.
I'm impressed.
I couldn't see crap.
It took like 30 minutes to put them in your eye.
I know. I had tiny
She has
eyes.
tiny eyes. All right, next question.
Question over here on the far right, dear. Yes.
So, going down the line from each one of you, which was your favorite scene at the final cut? What was your favorite scene personally?
Okay, going down the line. What was our favorite scene?
On the final cut.
Yes.
God, I just the whole thing's so pretty amazing. It's really hard to choose, but I really enjoyed watching the dance moves of all the cast members. That was pretty fun, and the fact that they put my band in there was really fun. So that was, and everybody was really cute dancing. But the whole thing is adorable, and these two are so amazing. So my answer is everything.
I
Don't
think,
pick mine.
is it the one I'm thinking?
Yeah, don't pick mine.
Why?
It's mine, baby.
I
Minds think alike.
I guess I was going to pick one that I know she wants to say, but I guess for me it was just the compilation of the angels and the demons, just how it kind of resembled Taylor Swift's music video, but it was like with a supernatural twist. And I liked that like Castiel was like the head like thing for the angels, and then Crowley was like for the demons. So I guess to me I really liked how that turned out.
I've said it before on a live stream. Have you guys seen our live streams after the?
So then you already know.
So you already know. It's the scene I think it's like at the 4-minute mark. It's when it's in the dungeon and it's coming in towards Dean in the chair, and it goes, shake it off, and it's like the demon, like, brr. Like for me, I love that scene because I don't see myself, and that's when I feel like, oh, I can just watch without like being like, I don't want to see myself. So that scene is just like a magnet for me. I love that scene. I get like chills for some weird reason, but I love it. It's cool.
I mean, I was there for a lot of the process. So, I mean, seeing myself is always weird, but I'm going to give you a more of emotional response. My favorite scene, like that I emotionally connected to, was the last scene where it was just Jared and Jensen bowing. And watching the whole thing, it was a joy to watch the whole thing. But at that last moment, it was like, wow, that just represented everything that Supernatural kind of meant to us. You know, it very much is a family, and you know, to have the whole cast, well, like as many people as we could get into a parody of their own show is such a weird thing, you know, and it comes down from those two guys. So that was a nice moment when I first saw that.
Good question.
Very, very good question. My favorite part was Osric in that wig. His audition for RuPaul. Yes. Was, right? Now, the next question, yes, right here on the aisle, dear. You.
Hi, I'm Adriana.
Hi.
Hi.
What made you decide to do Supernatural, and what process did you have to go through to get permission and stuff? And
Oh, permission, that
Wow.
evil word.
We don't use a P word here.
Not in polite company, anyways.
Well, we wanted to do Supernatural for a while, but
Really
we
long
just
time.
weren't feeling the concept because there are so many seasons that we didn't want to screw it up because we had ideas, but they just weren't strong enough. They felt kind of half butt, if so to say. Sorry, live stream kids, I don't really know. So we just, you know, that's why we just kept putting it off. And finally, when I came up with a really strong concept with Shake It Off, and I talked to this guy, and he said he could maybe get some people on board, then it was just like, okay, this is where we're supposed to go. Because if not, it was like too forced, you know, and we don't like to force things, especially when it's a fandom like this and it means something. So yeah, we just really waited it out and made sure that we had something that we felt good about.
Yeah, it seems weird because we've been wanting to do something for so long. But it was like we had no idea because the stories are all over the place. And it's like, what do you like actually nitpick on? And then eventually she came up with the concept. And it just seems like it was the right time. God had opened the door at the exact perfect time. And the door is open for these wonderful people to actually have the heart to join in for the fans, which is what we wanted to bring you guys. We're like, we got to give them like the best. It's Supernatural. Come on.
Hello, dear.
Hello. I'm Mallory,
In the front.
in the very front.
Hello, Mallory.
Hi. What was your process of deciding who would play what?
The roles. Who played the roles?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. Yes.
You want me to take that, or you?
You can say what you wanted for that, and because I was the one that noticed this.
Originally, he told me he would like to play Crowley.
Yeah, that was the first thing I ever told her.
And so we had that in mind when we were going through the concept, and we knew a friend who looks like Crowley, so that was Adam. But we were like, well, maybe, you know, we can give that role to Osric. But then once he sort of told us he might not be able to do it because of an unknown movie that might have gone through, which did not.
This was the only time I was happy that a movie
good it
fell
didn't
through.
go through.
Let me tell you.
It's good.
Yeah, it was good. And like, I'm like, oh, I gotta do this thing. I'm like, I don't know if I can make it. I can't break Crowley. And then when I heard it's like, okay, they're going crazy. We don't know what's happening with the producers. I'm like, okay. So I'm not gonna go there for 3 months. Okay. The first time I was actually like, I almost celebrated a little bit that the project fell through, which is a very weird thing to do.
So during that process of I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, we immediately cast our friend as Crowley. So we had Sam left, and we were thinking, God, who are we going to use? A YouTuber, someone else that might look like Jared, and it was just no.
I looked the most like Jared. Obviously.
I've always said.
Well, it wasn't working out. It was just awkward. I didn't know these people, so it's always super awkward. Like unless I know them, like for them to be on set for like 9 days, weren't you?
Yeah, it was a long time.
Like it's.
That's why I took so many naps, by the way. It was a long time. Getting a lot of flack.
And yeah, so that's why we chose him for Sam because I'm like, I don't want to just get a stranger. Osric needs like a bigger role. I don't want him to just be a little, split of a second. So yeah, we're just happy that he played Sam. And the wig looks very nice on you.
Fabulous.
It was a nice wig. It was a very nice wig.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for Rob, that was her.
For Rob, that was me. I noticed the baby blues. She had mentioned, she's like, I really want to do Kane. And I was like, oh no. Because I was like, the casting for that's going to be hard. And I was like, oh gosh, what? And then I just sat there and she's like, well, could we use someone from like the cast maybe? And, because she thinks big dreams. And I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, at that point, I was like, well, maybe. Because this cast is awesome, let me just tell you that. And we were looking at pictures and we had pulled one up from Creation that puts on the Supernatural conventions, and we were looking, and then here comes Ace,
Not
and he's
Tim,
like,
not
Timothy.
Tim. Yeah.
and we're like, okay, there's Tim, and then I saw Rob's eyes, and I went, wait, and I just like sat there, and I said, okay, pull them up side by side, and we pulled up pictures, and we covered the bottom of his mouth. And I was like, the eyes are on point. I think that. And I was like, oh my God, I think that would work. So then we reached out to him, who in turn reached out to him, and then he reached out to us, and he said,
Yeah. It was funny because I never thought about that, like Tim Amundsen and me being even in the same world. And when that moment that I think is on the making of thing, but like when you guys put the beard and the hair on me and you showed me a mirror for the first time, I was like, "Gah!" It was crazy, man. It was really crazy.
You look great.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then what about you guys? Like, how did you said something to me on set about like what it was about Misha or Castiel that was that always the plan that that's who you were going to be?
No. We were going between Dean, Castiel, and Sam, actually. But
right.
she told me she wanted me to because she said, I see the eyes. And your face feels a little bit more round. Like, there's just facial structures. And then
Slightest thing.
I told her right away. She's like, well, maybe I should do Sam. And then we were testing out contacts and wigs. And she was like, mm-mm. And I was like, mm-mm. And I was like, let me try to be Dean. Mm-mm. And finally, she had put on some contacts and kind of like pulled like a face, and I was like, "Oh, you're fine." And she's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "You're fine. It's gonna work."
I mean, it's amazing transformation too, because like I never saw them without the makeup on, and so it was amazing. She like picked me up from my hotel in the
You
morning.
thought she shaved her head.
Well,
didn't you?
No, I just don't know where did she put all that. I was really confused, and the beard looked really real. And then you picked me up, and you're like, just to warn you, I'm dressed as Castiel.
I pulled up with like my wig and like a girly top with sweatpants, and I had like facial like hair on, and I just was like, "Hey."
I was like, what's up?
Like, I'm sorry, I'm dressed like Cass today.
I'm actually in costume right now.
Yes, right, exactly.
This is all fake.
My mind is blown right now. Because I had met you when we did the dancing stuff, and then when I saw you again, I was like, wow, hey, wait, you're in there somewhere, man.
Yeah, I just felt like this on set. It was like, like the whole time. Like, where does all your hair go? What happened to it? Where does it go?
So we had a fun intro the first day with Rob, because Osric does cosplay too. So for him, it's like, oh, that's cool, yeah. But it was just fun with Rob because it was kind of embarrassing to pick him up half woman, half man.
I was into it.
That's what I like to hear. I like that. That's good. Now, our next question, third row in, lovely. Right there.
Hi, my name is Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Yay, Hannah.
My name's Hannah too.
My question is, what was the funniest thing that happened when you were like filming with like the cast of Supernatural? Like, what was the funniest thing that stuck out in your mind that happened?
During the cameos?
Yeah.
I thought you were just talking about overall cast, and I'm like, if farting is funny, it's not.
So now we know how it really works with Sam.
The funniest thing with cameos, let's think.
Well, Richard came in and juggled some oranges.
I was there for
Like,
that.
will this work? Yeah. I think for us, what we started laughing about was, I think Misha surprised us a lot. Because when Misha came in, he only had a certain amount of time before he had to like go do autographs or photo ops. He was late for something, so we knew, okay, well, Misha's in, let's go, let's hurry for him. And he's like, hey guys, hi, like real kind of slow and chilling. Oh God, how old are you guys? You guys look like babies. Blah 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 blah. And then he's like, can I see what everyone's doing? So we showed him like a couple people. And he was like, oh, I was gonna do that. And he was like, well, I wanted to be like different. And he like kind of walks and he like stands like right in front of the camera. And we're like, no, your focus is further back. Okay, but I want to do something different. We're like, just go back there, Misha.
I was like, Misha, no one can see your face this close. They're not even gonna know it's you.
And he's like, okay. And so I'm like, should I just throw on some tunes? And he's like, sure. And we put on some music and it's like,
And he kind of started doing just a little this.
And we were like, okay.
And we're like, all right, okay, I guess that's cute. And all of a sudden, it was just like arms.
So I think that surprised us most because we started busting up because we were like, oh, he's really unsure, like, what to do. Completely clueless. And then it was like, wow.
I think Tim surprised us.
Uh-huh.
He's very gentleman in person. And he was like, all right. And he was just very, he was to us, he was a gentleman. But then he whips out this whole move, of course, with his hair and just danced forever. And yeah, we were like, you're good.
Yeah. What was also fun too was when Jared and Jensen did their separate dancing. I asked them. I said, "Can you guys go back? We want to have you finish the video." And we were like, well, maybe one of you could curtsy, one of you could bow, because it's kind of the end of finishing. And so Jensen was like, I'm gonna curtsy, and Jared kind of got whiny. He's like, well, I want to curtsy too. So they both kind of run over, and surprisingly, Jensen kind of knew how to throw his little back leg and kind of curtsy already. And they're like, well, how do we? And I just kind of showed him, like, I showed him the sloppy way because Taylor Swift kind of does it a sloppy way. Like as a dancer, that's not really curtsy. So I had to show him the sloppy way of how to do it, and they just did it fine. They did it they learned it in 15 seconds, and we're like, okay, perfect, done.
And then after they finished with like a serious face, we were like, and cut. And they just started cracking up. They were like, that was so much fun. So yeah, we had a good time.
All right, who's going to be our next question? Way back there with your hand up. Yes.
There's many.
Yes.
Oh.
Hello.
I'm Allison.
Hi.
Hey, Allison.
My question kind of ties in with the other ones. How scared were you to talk to the cast? Supernatural? Like, were you afraid that they were gonna say no, or we're too busy, or were you just freaking out because they're the cast of Supernatural?
I'm terrified
these
of
guys
him.
look scary?
I was going to say, I was terrified to talk to them.
For the live stream audience who didn't hear, the question from the audience was, were the Hillywood sisters scared or anxious or nervous to talk with and deal with the actual cast members in a more personal way?
No.
Deal with.
Deal with.
No.
I think because they're so small, they're used to talking to tall people. So it was. Is that bad in the Hillywood verse?
I'm wearing my heels today too.
And my shoes.
We're trying to feel better about
We're
ourselves.
not, do we have a reputation for being scary? Is that?
I think
are we
she
scary?
just means intimidated, to be
Yeah.
like, hi, can you? No, honestly, I think
honestly,
we were just
yeah.
do you want to? We've got this fun idea, let's do it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we've hosted conventions for for the official Twilight conventions, the Vampire Diaries conventions. Our grandmother is a seamstress of Caesar's Palace and has brought us backstage to meet celebrities in the past. So we've kind of grown up with our grandmother and then having to host. And as time goes on, yes, you respect these people. They're somebody in society, but they're people. They're just like me and you. And these are very down-to-earth cast members. The Supernatural cast is by far my favorite.
Yes.
So no, they're super down-to-earth and fun.
And we were more so just pee your pants excited.
Yeah,
Yeah, shifty pants dance.
That's funny because farts aren't funny, but pee is funny.
Peeing in the woods isn't funny. No, that's no laughing.
Was that in the behind the scenes?
Yeah.
You're right, it is funny.
Right. We've got Matt Parker and Trey Stone have joined us today on stage. Yes.
I was out there filming for like 13 hours, and it was within the hour that I got there, and I was like, well, this is not good. And I was dressed like Cass. So I made sure I went and hid.
That was the one day I wish we did an extra hour, just so she couldn't hold out any longer.
No, I was not gonna pop. I had to pop. Like I was like, I need to pee so bad, but I refused. I have like this thing.
Oh yeah, Rob, you weren't there. Yeah, there was a time where we're driving the Impala through the woods and there was no bathroom, and so we had long discussions like, okay, we might have to go in the woods, and they weren't having it. Hannah broke.
I had to break.
She had to break.
Hilly, not
It
so
was
much.
like an hour back
She's
to
close.
town. That means you have lost 2 hours of filming.
Yeah.
I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
The image of you taking care of business with the Castile outfit on is fantastic.
I asked her. I was like, so did you like lift it up?
She lifted it up
like
and
it's
she shook it
personal.
off and then.
Yeah, didn't I warn you about personal questions? Yes, that's very funny. All right, our next question right here, my dear. Yes.
Hi, my name is Reagan, and I was wondering how was it like driving the Impala, and was it weird having all of the cameras like attached in weird places on it?
That great question. Now, ask a question from the audience about driving that famous or infamous Impala. And was there anything weird about the camera rigs with that car?
Well, I loved driving it. I will tell you though, it does feel like a boat. Like I know people have asked like specific, like how does it feel to drive? It feels like a boat. It just kind of, yeah, it just kind of snakes around. But it's a joyride. Like it's a beautiful car. The seats are like freaking marshmallows.
We almost killed the
Right,
car a couple
couches.
times, right?
I did. It died on me a couple times.
Couple
It would
times.
stall because
stall.
it started getting hot. So it would just kind of stall in the middle of
Did
the
you have a
road.
trailer pulling it? Or were
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Not
no,
during filming.
Not
During filming?
You didn't have a trailer?
No, that
was-
was.
Yeah, it came from
Up
Sacramento,
and down,
so a trailer.
Up and down, up
Okay.
and down the
But while
road.
you're shooting it, you're actually driving it?
Yes.
And then was there a camera on the hood, a camera on
Yeah.
the side?
Only one camera.
Yeah,
though.
it was suction cups
So
or
we'd have to
or it was
remount
attached to
it.
Hilly or something.
Wow.
We can only afford one camera.
Now, the Impala was the actual car, or did you get it a replica?
It's a
from another
replica.
place? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a replica.
Well, there's several actual
Several out
cars.
there.
I think there's
Yeah.
9 in total now. They're down to like 4 or something. But yeah, there's a lot of them.
So the only problem with driving with the camera mount was that you had to be aware of side poles.
And
if it
other
was
cars.
on, if it was
Yeah.
on Osric's side, so I was like, shake it up.
it
And it's
sticks
like,
out
"Ooh."
further than what
An extra 2 feet on each side, so
Yeah.
it was pretty
It sticks
dangerous
out.
actually.
Mhm.
I would hear
And we
Osric.
took off
Yeah.
the rear view mirror because apparently that was in the shot.
Yes, it was.
So we had that gone.
Safety first,
I could have
people.
gotten many tickets, especially for the trunk.
I just remember
An expired license plate. See, that were fake.
Fake license
Fake
plate.
license plates that are expired.
weapons in the back,
Weapons in the back.
Weapons in the back.
Driving on the
Yeah.
opposite side of the road.
which we did.
Going behind.
We had to for light and shading.
Yeah.
We did so many illegal things that day.
You did, really? Yeah. No, my internal question is coming to me like, did you fake the actual license plate that matches the one on the show?
Yes.
Or did you get, oh, okay, you guys know.
The owner of the Impala had it, and he stuck it on. Yeah.
Smart.
But we were out in like the
There's
boonies.
no one there, yeah.
There was like nobody there.
Locals.
We're like,
Would have been pretty great if a
filmed
cop
the
came by, though.
you know what was funny
Oh,
though?
and then they would pull me over and say, "This is not your ID. Get out of the car." Hand.
Oh yeah, because it's Hilly, and she's dressed like Dean,
Right.
so see, that's illegal too.
I'd be on the asphalt.
We did shoot. We shot, of course, as we said, in what was it? Where were we? Help me.
Oregon.
Thank you. I was like Applegate. Yeah,
Oh,
Jackson.
right.
Well, then we drove into Jacksonville and we started filming there. And that's why we kept tweeting and teasing you guys like, you're never going to find us. We're in the boonies. We were in the boonies. And we were out there. And next thing you know, we're shooting Eye of the Tiger. And here comes this lady. And she's doing that walk where it's that slow, like eyeballing, trying to pretend not to see you. And I'm like, and I could feel it. And I was like, oh no. Because I'm just nervous someone was going to share pictures. We don't give any secrets, as you guys know.
That's right.
Except for these two guys. But she apparently was a fan, and she started taking pictures, and we were just like, just please don't post them. Well, she did. But no one found them. No one found them, thank
And I
God.
asked her to remove them, and she
did
never
not.
did. But y'all never saw it.
So
it's
we're all good. So she came along, and we were like, that's, wow, a fan in the middle of nowhere. And the next thing I know, here comes this little 14-year-old, like, licking her ice cream, just standing there for a really long time. And I was like, oh, she's probably just watching. Next thing I know, in between a take, Hannah! Oh, she's a big fan because she knows my name. So then she came over and she took pictures too. And she said, I won't post them, but you guys are everywhere. Supernatural is everywhere. Yeah, it was
amazing.
crazy.
So one uncooperative fan almost ruined the surprise for everybody.
Almost.
That's
Because they would have seen Baby and then Dean, and then they
Yeah,
would have put
yeah,
it,
that's right.
Yeah.
I think Osric might have been in some of the shots too.
That's a
Eating an apple.
close call. Okay, we've got
Maybe.
our next question here from the lovely right-hand side.
I'm Hannah too.
Hi,
Another
Hannah.
Hannah. Wait,
Hannah?
raise your hands. How many Hannahs in the house?
2,
One,
3.
two, three. Whoa, there's another one back there. 4?
Holy.
We have 4 Hannahs.
Holy
5.
smoke.
How many
No.
Osricks?
How many
Osricks in the house?
2 Osricks.
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
That's funny. Please. Yes.
So my question is, how and when did you meet Osric?
And how and when did the Hillywood sisters first meet Osric?
We met in
Child?
Spain, Madrid, Spain, last July?
It has been like a year.
On tour.
Yeah, we're at this. What was the convention called?
Wizard Con.
We were at a convention called the Wizard Con, and it was like the weirdest convention, but it was in Spain, and yeah, we I guess flew in at the same time. We took a car to the hotel together, and we just got along. And I'm like, "What do you do?" I was like, and they're very like shy and modest about it. I was like, "Oh, we make these like little YouTube videos, parody stuff." I'm like, "Show me!" And then I looked at it. I'm like, "Oh my God, it's so good!" I saw the Doctor Who one. That was the first one I saw. Right? And I was so impressed. I'm like, oh my God, you had a jib and everything, and you built that set, you know. And I'm just breaking it down from a production standpoint. I was so impressed. I'm like, oh my God, that is incredible. When are you gonna do Supernatural Parody? I think that was one of the first things I
that was
said.
the first thing. Like, if
Did you spring the idea first? Really, Osric?
Well, no. I mean, they've been talking about it for a while, but that's all I talked to them about at the beginning.
Yeah.
And you started making rumblings to us about it early on. I remember being like, you know, if we do this, it'd be great if you could get a couple people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was-
Were you really?
Yeah, of course.
Even before I told you we were doing
A little bit. I mean, because I did the Walking Dead one, and sometimes I would come up, what's that from? I'm like, oh, right, there's this thing, and
Okay.
they might do it Supernatural.
I forget about The Walking Dead. Have you guys seen The Walking Dead?
Right, when they called me to ask me, I'm like, oh my God, you're going to do a Supernatural Parody. It's like, oh no, we're doing Walking Dead. I'm like, okay, that's cool too.
But then I said, you can dance. And he was like, okay, I'm in.
I see you, dear, way in the darkness, in the bowels of the theater. What's your question, love?
Hi, my name is Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi. If you could have parodied any other season of Supernatural, what would it be?
Ah, the question for the live audience.
That's a question for her.
If you could parody any other season, which, by the way, Supernatural has just been renewed for its 11th season. Thank you. What other season would you like to parody?
Season 11.
It's going to be a great season.
They like to keep surprises, don't
Part
they?
two.
Right?
Yeah.
I already have like 3 different ideas, just of like random stuff that we were going to do before Shake It Off. But it's one of those things, like, if you ever did it again, I think y'all will be like, oh my God, so like Jensen's gonna play the lead role. And it's like, no, that was like a once in a lifetime experience. I'd be too scared, so I don't know if I would attempt. I'm not sure. I get the shifty pants dance because I get nervous.
Shifty pants
Yeah,
dance.
shifty pants dance.
Our fans know what that is if
They
you
know what
watch
that
our live
means.
stream.
It's true. How do you escalate from that, right?
Yeah,
that's
so well done.
Yeah.
That's like our fear.
expectations are like,
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna get everybody again. It's like that was just a blessing. I don't know, guys. Yeah.
All right. My next question here on the aisle. Yes, hi.
Hi, I'm Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie.
Sorry to bring up bad memories.
Hi there, Charlie.
So I know you talked in the live streams about how you got reactions from some of the cast
any more reactions, like personal reactions of them watching the parody yet, or how?
That's more of a question for him. Or
Rob, did you
him.
talk to anyone about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to. Yeah, we were in
Tell us,
Italy
'cause we
together.
don't know.
Yeah.
We
don't know. Story time.
The question is, how did some of the cast of Supernatural and the other crew react when they saw the final parody?
So we all made sure that they saw it. We sent out an email to like everybody who was in it and with the link, and everybody freaked out for it. I mean, talked to Jensen about it when we were in Italy together. He loved it so much. That was so great. And we talked to, and like Gil loves it. Pellegrino loves it. Like everybody was like, and everybody retweeted it too. A lot of people retweeted it. So.
And the showrunners, they love it too? Have they seen it?
I have not talked to them, but I would assume, yeah.
It's
But,
kind of hard to avoid at this point, right? It's so out there. You know, like going through Europe, I heard so many, like people had it on their phones, they were playing it everywhere. It was weird.
But I talked to Jensen at length about it, and he just loved it. Thought
Yeah,
it was
everyone.
well done.
Travis I talked to is like, I didn't even know what I was doing. Like, he's like, thank you for like convincing me to do that. I'm like, yeah, no, like everyone has loved it. Everyone's
I
so
talked to
excited.
Tim Amundsen, who was like, well done, sir.
Yeah, I would.
Yes.
Okay, our next querent, way back there on the left.
Hi, I'm Kimmy.
Hi, Kimmy.
Hi, Kimmy.
Hi, Kimmy.
How did you guys decide on what to do for like the dances that you did in the parody?
Good question. A question about choreography from Kimmy, asking how did you make decisions about the dance moves and the choreography for this? It looks like a lot of ad-libbing. Just
Yeah, it kind
Kind
of
of.
was, because the script just kind of said, shake it off, Dean dance. So I don't know how many times I
Shake
was
it
just
off, Dean
standing
with
there.
Blade. Shake it
Yeah.
off, Dean with Mark. It's like, oh my God, there's like 28
Yeah.
each.
And she said, well, you're just going to do the shake it off bit. This is where you dance. I'm like, which shake it off? Like, there's a lot of shake it offs. I don't, which, is it this one? Is it this one? Is it, what is it? And she's like, no, it's just like the random one. So I would just Jensen dance? I don't know. I just had fun and just tried to channel Jensen with my little small body doing his moves. I don't know.
Yeah, she wanted to do some of his moves, and I said, that's cute. Let's do that.
I'll just try.
For most of everything else, though, that you saw with anything from like Cass's jump to Crowley or anything with like the demons doing something in the background, it was mostly based off of Taylor Swift. But some things we would have to change for like, what's it called? No. Good Lord, I'm blanking. It's no, like for like visual purposes. Like, you know, it's like, okay, it's only one.
Aesthetic?
Yeah, kinda. Thanks. It's just more like for better visually to see. Like if Crowley and Dean were going across like hate is gonna hate little walk. I was like, we need some demons back there. Like not like because in Taylor, I think it's like they were like ballerinas. Like we changed certain things. Like well, the ballerinas did this. Let's make the demons do that, but change this. So it was pretty much like Taylor Swift's video like inspired us mostly for this, except for the last dance scene.
I felt like a weenie. My arm was so freaking sore just from going like this for like 2 weeks. It felt so stupid. No, because I'd go like, because it wasn't just that. It was like where you like shake. So like after a while, you're like, I woke up and I was like, oh God, oh God, no more shaking, please. So
unknown secret that the Hillywood production does not want anyone to know, but they channeled the ghost of Twyla Tharp to come and help them do this. Just to answer you truthfully, Kimmy, that's what they did. You know, they broke open a seal, got Twyla's ghost to come in and help do everything. That's what we did. Okay, next question from our hello. Yes, right here, dear. Hello.
hi,
I'm Ariel.
hi. Oh, pretty name.
My question is, how do you choose what parody you're gonna do, like from Supernatural and Doctor Who, and how long does it take to write that parody?
2 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
About
good
2
question.
months.
Can we-
Supernatural took 3.
Repeating the question for the live audience, Ariel, and I want to be part of your world. I do. I'm sorry. I love you. I love you. The question is, how long does it take to write, and what decision process in creating and writing each parody? It's a monumental decision because once you commit, you've committed. Right.
It's 2 months usually. It depends on the size of the project.
I
with
script when I'm at the
Supernaturals.
gym. I don't know.
You do?
Yeah.
Standing on the treadmill and actually.
Yeah, I
She
turn
turns
off
on
the
music.
TV because I don't like to watch TV. I turn off the TV, I put on my headphones, and I visualize because I'm weird.
That's
But
just how
yeah,
she's
that's
always
how
been.
I came up with Supernatural and Lord of the Rings and
She
Walking Dead. And
Visually sees, I
I'm
guess,
just at the gym.
photos.
Okay.
in her head, but she does. I think that's a gift from God. People have their own gift, and she goes, I just see it. It just starts coming to me. Yes, there's black holes that we kind of have to sit and think about, but
It's like it's like watching a mini movie. You turn on some music and you watch
even
a movie.
as a little girl, she would put in her headphones, and we'd be on vacation driving, and she just
I was all
out the window, and I'd be like, Hilly, this is Hilly, this, and she's just, and she would just stare, and I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, sorry, I was listening to music, and I was thinking about this horse riding in the desert, and this and this, and this. And she would tell me all these stories that and I was just like,
everyone
yeah,
thinks
whatever,
I'm crazy
you know?
now. Thanks.
But
Tremendous.
that's a gift that
That's your muse, yeah.
she's able to use.
Yeah, that's lovely.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
We're all a little bit crazy. It's good to be
Well,
crazy.
it's pretty crazy, y'all.
Not
It's
at all.
pretty
It's
crazy
very
up in
pretty.
here.
How about can I ask a quick
Pretty
question?
crazy.
What about the song? So did you write the lyrics to the song?
Well, besides Taylor Swift,
Right. Well, it's a real catchy song. Where'd you come up with that melody? And then who performed it?
a band called 2120, and they're from where?
Sweden.
Sweden, and they had done an original cover of Shake It Off.
Got it. That's
and we
right.
wanted to keep it kind of like alternative with some fun instruments. We didn't want to keep it so Taylor Swift. We wanted to have some supernatural undertone as much as we can. So we reached out to them, and when we were writing them, we're like, okay, on this part, what the hell? I can't even sing. I'm like, Dean's drunk. Like, we would have to
kind of tell them the story.
like, you know, for it's gonna be all right. Like, you have to go soft, because they were just like, yeah, it's gonna be. And I was like, no, it's Sam. Like, so we had to Skype with them and have little meetings, and they're like, what is supernatural?
They didn't know anything.
They're like, what is Mark of Keen? I was like, no. But you guys, they're so talented because they sing it and you don't even hear their accents.
Oh.
Like, they're that good.
Mm-hmm. They're
It's incredible.
Great.
Yes. Hello, dear.
I'm Janet. And
Hi, Janet.
Hey.
I'm just curious on the scenes where you actually like really paralleled and did this original sets, and even like the camera angles and stuff, you matched those to what was actually aired
Thank you.
in the show.
It's hard work.
I'm just wondering how you, like the book in the opener and stuff is so detailed and so like spot on. And I'm just curious how you went about that process of getting that set deck and getting those camera angles to be that visually coherent.
An excellent question from the audience about trying to get meticulous exactitude in recreating shots. And you guys, even when you did your Lord of the Rings parody, you recreated some shots that were so truthful.
Oh, and Andrew Leslie.
And
Andrew Leslie.
May Andrew Leslie and Sir Christopher Lee
Yeah.
forever,
Yes. R.I.P.
forever be in my memory of. But yes, thank you guys. It takes a lot of work, but how do you guys put together that exact shot-for-shot recreation?
Well, first of all, to whoever the cinematographer is for Supernatural, whether it has, I'm honestly, I'm going to be honest, I don't really pay attention if it's changed over time.
His name is Serge.
Has it changed though?
No.
Okay.
Since
I
day
haven't
one.
actually looked because I've studied other things besides that, but great job to him, like all praises to him, because we're trying to recreate what he has. So I don't really take all credit for that. But to recreate that, it's like, oh my word. It takes a lot of studying. And it takes a lot of where to place, especially the lighting. That is really what's going to give you the right feel is the lighting, and the angle of the camera, of course, is up, down, and then for especially Hilly and Osric, when we had to do the death of Dean, you guys saw behind the scenes of how they were straddling each other. That was so difficult to get, and we couldn't figure out why, but we eventually got the shots. But it takes a long time. But
I still don't know whose idea was it that we sat on apple boxes.
Yeah, I don't
Whose
know.
idea was that?
I don't know.
I
But
think it was to
Because I
keep you
think
guys
chairs
sitting
weren't
still.
working or something. We weren't close enough. So it was
the
like,
proportions were weird, but I like to think that that's how Jared and Jensen filmed it.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so
It's just a
much.
lot of work. But thank you very much for noticing that. I really appreciate that.
Another question from the lovely friend right there on the back wall. Hello. Yeah, that's you, dear. Yes. Yes, you are lovely. It's nice to have you here today. What's your question?
Hi, I'm Kayla.
Hi, Kayla.
Well, first of all, you all are so beautiful in real life. It's like, I'm in the same room as the prophets from heaven.
Oh my God, we're both prophets. I didn't even think of Didn't even think about that. Damn.
We're like in the
Right.
safe zone. We're surrounded by the holiness.
Yeah. Okay.
My question was about the props. The props were so detailed and so like accurate to the show. Did you guys make your own props, or did you have a prop guy?
Yeah, the question is, did you make your own props or did you hire a specialist to help recreate exact
What
props?
specific props? Because there were many props.
The back of the truck, or sorry, the car, the Impala. Where's the truck? Oh my god.
She's not a truck. Well, honestly, when it comes to the first blade and the props in the back of the Impala, the Impalas were Eric's because that's his baby. He already had it in his car, so we thankfully didn't have to get that together. But for the first blade, she met.
I got a call
called Rick.
from Rick Blevins. I'm not sure if you guys know him. He's on Facebook. It's called Everything Supernatural. We contacted him. He in turn turned me over to someone named Jason Pollock, and this guy lives in, I think it's Indiana, and he knew about the first blade. He goes, I've seen it, I recreate it, and he gave that to us. So yes, we physically can't make things, like we don't do that ourselves, not even with sets, but we're involved in every aspect of it, from the color to the height to the dimension to that's not here, this is over here. Like I can't have anyone set dress. It drives me crazy.
Like
I have to be there.
For Dean's room, we did all that eBaying, like eBay
radio,
yeah, so
eBay fan.
Everything like for that specific room was us. Besides the walls, those were built, but the bed, the comforter, everything was us. So it just depends.
I remember being in the car with Rob on the way to set, and he was sitting with his little beard and like his wig, and he looked like Kane in the front seat. And he looks over and he goes, "Is that the blade?" And it was like wrapped in like this white towel because we wanted to protect it. And I don't know what he was expecting to see because it's a parody. You know, I don't know if he really knew how legit we were trying to make stuff. But it was just like he unraveled it and then he was like, "Oh my God."
There it is.
He was like, "This is so good." And then in my mind, I was like, I wonder what he thought it looked like. Like, it was just funny because I was like, no, like, we're trying to make it look exact. But he really liked it. And I was like, yes. Yeah.
I was like, let's cover that back up.
I will tell a funny story though, because like you haven't heard it, and I've been wanting to tell you.
I'm so scared.
No, it's actually really weird, but it's funny. When we went to Oregon, we stayed at a little lodge, and the lodge was like roughly about the size of this room. It was very small. Upstairs were rooms. And we were told we got on Wednesday night. Just so y'all know, we have music night on Wednesdays. So we were like, okay, that's fine. It might be like a little banjo, something calming, fine. So they said they'll play from 9 to 12. Okay, that's fine, that's manageable. I had to be up by 3 to do makeup because we had to be on set by 7. It'd take me 4 hours to put Dean on. So I was like, okay, I'll get a decent 3 to 4 hours. I'm good. Like, that's just enough for me. Okay, I'll function. So.
Oh, Lord, don't give her one of those.
So anyway, that night, we heard them setting up. We heard them, getting ready. We heard people coming in. It sounded like a pretty big crowd. And it was like 3, 2, 1. Like,
You would have loved it, Rob. It was reggae night.
reggae night.
Reggae.
It was awesome, and the walls were really thin.
I thought it was like death metal. I was like, oh, God.
Like the loudest reggae music you will ever hear in your freaking life.
Trippy.
But it wasn't even good.
No, oh, it wasn't good.
It was like...
It wasn't terrible. It was catchy. We sang one of the songs all weekend.
Oh my gosh.
What was the song?
Something about a gold rush.
Yeah. Gold rush.
Talking about the gold rush.
Yes!
There it is.
You got the song? I just made that up.
You know it.
How can it not be that? I mean,
So, anyway, it was beyond loud. I cannot explain how loud it was. We were directly above a big open area. It's almost like someone put a stereo in your room at full blast. That's how loud it was.
It was that loud. Like, I'm not joking.
On top of that, the room was getting smoky, so to say.
I was just going to make that joke, but there you go.
No, it was.
No, so my room was in a haze.
oh, dear.
That lodge was the weirdest thing, though. Okay, and now that we're talking about the lodge. Okay, when we were
I'm
checking
not
out.
done with my story.
Do you remember Sugar Bob?
Yeah, but I'm not done with my
Okay,
story.
all right, okay,
Okay,
go.
we'll get to Sugar Bob in a minute. So anyway, I was going kind of berserker. I'm like, I just need to handle this. I laid in the little bed staring at the ceiling. And I guess I was awake the whole time because I heard 1
couldn't
o'clock
sleep.
come around, then they switched somebody out. 2 o'clock come around, they switched somebody out. The last person was the loudest freaking person in the world. And they kept playing till like 3:30 a.m. They stopped, and by then it was like, I have to get up. But I was going in and out of sleep in between songs. So I got shut-eye in between the songs. Weird. So I guess I was so tired that when my alarm went off, this is the part. My alarm went off. I had to intro it, so it doesn't make sense. The alarm went off. I wake up. I am so sleep deprived. I don't know where the heck I am. I like, honestly, you don't know. You're just like floating. So I woke up and I look over and I'm like, you know how you do that wide-eyed look in the dark because you can't see? You're just kind of like, what's that? So I just did the wide-eyed look and I'm just staring and I see you in your like prayer cane kneeling down stance.
Like the hand?
You know how you were like this?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, with the wig and everything and the little hands. And I keep staring and I'm like, where am I? Why is Rob here? Am I on set? Like, what the? And I'm just sitting there, my eyes are focusing, and I was looking at a fake bush in the room.
I get that a lot. That's hilarious.
It was the weirdest because I could have sworn it had the shape of your shoulders and everything. It was,
Yeah, exactly.
It was the contact high.
Yeah.
It was the contact.
and all that haze.
Crazy.
She was so tired
crazy.
that somehow she saw you or was dreaming about filming with you. And you're
I'd like to think-
in the
yeah.
corner of the room praying.
Wow.
Yeah.
For a second, I was like, and was it me?
No, it was just beyond bizarre. It was,
That's
I
crazy.
felt I wanted to tell you, but I was too tired to text. And say,
That's so funny.
I dream you were a bush.
Right. That might not have come through. Like,
That's funny. Now,
Sorry.
everybody here in the room, before Osric and Rob have to actually leave, you guys want to get your questions ready. Were you about to raise your hand? You were just about. Yes, you did. All right, there you are. What's your question, love?
I'm Kiana.
Hi, Kiana.
What was your favorite memory from set or the funniest blooper to happen on set?
Ooh, what was your
we could all
favoritist
answer
memory
this.
or funniest blooper?
do you know what I'm going to say?
I don't know. What are you going to
Well,
say?
whatever.
There
I mean, I
was
think
many
this
days of
is-
shooting.
Oh, I know.
This is probably also on the behind the scenes, but I could have sworn when I got to set, and I was so blown away with how different Hilly looked, and from when I met her before, and she had like honest to God like facial hair. And I thought you told me in the car on the way over that she has to go through this whole process, which is
I
like
was explaining how it worked, and somehow I think you didn't hear me right, or you
Well,
were
there's
drinking
still, like,
coffee
the knife-
still, and you were
there's a
tired.
knife
I don't know.
in the car. But didn't you call it something? Is it called something?
Well, it's a secret.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
it's
a
a
secret,
secret.
but I was explaining how it works.
Okay, well, I thought it had to do with you slap her cheek,
I don't know how you got that.
and with like glue or something. Maybe it was the bush, and it wasn't me. It was the bush. I thought like with glue, you like actually pull out the actual hair that's underneath. None of this makes sense. I'm a rational, intelligent person. None of it makes sense, but that's what I believed. I was just like, I'm gonna go with all this, right?
Oh my God, Rob, I sound like an idiot or
No,
something.
I'm the idiot. But I was just like, Hannah's dressed like Castiel, and there's a knife in the car, and so anyway, I just was like, so I asked her, I was like, so yeah, tell me about the thing. She's
No.
like, Yeah,
He
tell-
called me over. And he's
'cause
like,
I-
Hilly,
Because I was laughing so hard.
Right. I went to Osric first. I was like, so do they really have to like pull out the actual hair that's?
I'm like, Hilly, come here, how stupid Rob is.
As soon as I said it to her, and she was laughing too, but they both were laughing, I thought, oh no. Oh God, what have I done?
a machine that goes like, bap, bap, bap.
That's amazing.
I would use that every day.
Because that's how I do it.
All right, Anna, your turn.
A funny moment? I only only laughed on a couple things. I think I'm so focused half the time that I don't really laugh too much. But I think I go next.
Okay. For me, it was actually a deleted scene. Well, I would laugh when he was doing this with my arm.
I agree.
That part was like, it would make me giggle, but we would get through so I could have the deadpan face without laughing. Like, we would get enough footage before I would break. We decided after that we wanted to take of Sam literally behind Dean and like literally shaking the crap out of him. Like, you know, like, shake it off, man. Like, we wanted something really exaggerated. And for whatever reason, I just couldn't do it. Like, I think it was the fact that I'm trying to be all like 6'2" guy, like, you know, like all angry and serious. And when Osric would shake me, it wasn't just like little shakes. It was like legit, like
She's really easy to shake.
but like legit, like I would shake, and I knew the camera was there, and I had to keep my eye line at a certain level. That when you would push me, and my eyes were like in the sky and on my shoe and like behind me, and it's like I could not, like, for the life of me. And I was like, there's actually taking me yelling like, stop, because like I could not focus, and it was so hard. And she's like, stay strong, stop. And like the person bouncing, the person bouncing the light was laughing, and then I heard him behind me going.
I mean, she's small, but it still took effort, you know? I was like,
So it wasn't helping, the combination of not knowing where the heck I am and then behind me was just not helping. And we did that like 12 times, and I couldn't stop laughing. I felt so unprofessional.
We have some footage of that, so if we make it to 4 million views, we'll release those, because Hilly's face is hilarious. Because, of course, he thought she got through a take, and that's when I was like, nope. Because he walks over to look, and she's just like, all serious, because the whole take, like, she's trying to stay serious, but then after a while, she's like laughing, so it was like I can't even explain the face. It's so funny. And that's when he was like, oh, she had it. I'm like, yeah, like this. And that's why they were laughing. Wait till you guys see it. It is so funny.
Yeah, we're going to hold you to that. We want to see those shots. Yes.
That's pretty good. Okay, so for me, I told them I was lactose intolerant beforehand. And they decided to serve a pizza in front of me. I'm like, you realize we're going to be stuck in a car together tomorrow. And that's where all that came from. So, of course, I had a couple of slices, and I just couldn't hold it in.
No, but you weren't like just sneaking them out.
It's leather seats.
No, you weren't.
Might as well hold the microphone down there.
You were doing it like whenever I'd like get in the car, he was like, hey, Hilly. That's not like, oops, I'm sick. That's like, hey, I'm gonna fart when she gets in the car.
Well,
pull my finger, Hilly. Pull my finger.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do something, you do it right. That's all I gotta say. I had more than one slice of pizza. I ate my fair share, and I knew what was gonna come, so I prepared myself mentally for it.
Funny.
You were channeling Jared. I mean,
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Because that is what, and that's why I'm like, you know what? Yes, Jared does do this a lot, and Jared farts are really bad, really bad. I don't think he ever farts at a convention during the photo ops or anything. I don't think so, but
he saves it for us.
yeah, he saves it for us.
So Osric was truly getting into character.
I was like, stop! Forget about playing Jared so good. Forget it all.
Did we get everybody's little anecdote? Because
Yes.
I want to see. Oh, there you are, raising that hand very high. I see you right there. How are you?
Hi, my name is Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Hi, and I was wondering what the most frustrating part of filming was for all of you.
Ooh. Yeah. What would have been the most frustrating part of filming for all of you?
Getting woken up constantly. No, I think light. For the outside stuff, it was light for us, right? Trying to get.
That was frustrating to you, though?
Yeah, well, just trying to get the right amount of sun because it kept moving. We had trees and shades, and we couldn't figure out which way we should be driving, and that's why we're on the wrong side sometimes because it looked better.
You can't tell, though.
Right, you can't tell. So that took a long time, and it was it was hot, and the car was dying, and Hilly was driving it into the ground, and I was farting everywhere.
Funny. It's so funny. I'm suddenly reminded of South Park saying, "Here comes lovely Canadian actress Neve Campbell in her vehicle powered by female farts." Do you guys remember that episode? Yeah. Sorry.
I am Canadian. That's the Terrence and Phillips shows from Canada.
Hilly, what was frustrating for you?
I think for me, I don't know if it was more so frustrating, but just kind of an eye-opener was that I didn't know it was going to take, thank you, I didn't know it was going to take 4 hours to do my makeup. I was thinking I would get it done in 2. But you never know until you're in like the second day of filming. So if I got home, like after we shot my death scene, I got home like at 1:30. Like it took me 2 hours to get out of everything. And then I had to sleep for 1 hour and then put it back on. So it was one of those things where it's like it's frustrating, but it was more so tiring, I guess is more of the right adjective.
How long to take the makeup off?
2.5.
2 hours to take it
Are you
off.
kidding?
And 4 hours to put it on. Wow. But I couldn't sleep with it because then I'd mess up my fuzzy fuzz. Because I'm a cheek sleeper.
I think for me the most frustrating was just the car up and down because I will tell you this, I don't like being in costume and directing. It's very aggravating for me because I'm trying to save my wig and not mess any of the makeup up because I am like, you guys know, I'm down and grabbing and doing this and directing. I'm like this little like firecracker. So like dressed as Cass, it's like, okay, move the camera over there. I don't want to mess up my wig. So for being in the car, I finally just gave up, and I was trying to save my wig and trying to save my face, and then after a while, I was just like laying in the back of the Impala because I needed to check every take. So I would have to get in there and hide, and then get out and check, and get in there and hide, and get out. I mean, like I think 30 times we probably went up and down, and then it was my scenes next. So then I had to focus on my acting, but then check my take. So that to me was just like a little flushed, like I was flustered because I didn't want to mess up my face.
Fun fact is
but I
that
like filming.
There
I
was
just don't wanna mess up my face.
there was always 4 people in the
In the
Impala.
Impala at all
Besides
times.
the really far shots of the car just driving by the camera, that was just me and Osric. Everything else, there was 4 people in the Impala. So you guys can imagine what was happening in the back seat. They were like on top of each other.
Me and the camera operator were like squished on top of each other, and we had a boombox on top of that to play the music because we were hiding it back there. So I was like, "Go, drive, get out, check the footage, get in, rewind, go, drive, get out, check the." That was the whole day. So see, that was hard for me because I was like, I look like a little messy Cass that lost my job.
That's a normal cast, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob.
That's okay, Osric. I only worked one day, so you guys did all the heavy lifting. There was nothing frustrating. It was a blast. But I remember having the beard on, not being able to smile was very frustrating. Like because of the glue or whatever, it would peel off if I smiled, and I like to be expressive, but I had to be like, "This is really fun, you guys." I'm really having a laugh. Like I don't. How do you smile with just a voice? Like it's just so. So it was really hard. Just
My favorite part is when you're watching the last take and all you hear is. And if you watch that scene, I wouldn't know you were laughing. That's what's funny because you're like.
God, I wish I'd seen that. That's funny. You got behind the scenes of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. Now, one last question, and if we could please make it be for Rob and Osric before they leave. Anybody have a question for Rob and Osric before they leave?
There's someone back.
There, I saw a hand go down, hand is still up.
Everyone shout out at the same time. No.
Yes, love. What do you got?
Hi, I'm Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Rob. Hi, Master Channel. Hi,
Oops, she did it again.
I was wondering if you guys played any pranks on the girls in keeping with tradition to Supernatural.
Right, good question. Really good question for the YouTubers watching live. Did any pranks happen at the girls' expense in the tradition of the great Supernatural cast behind the scenes?
I mean, I farted a lot. but you know what? Honestly, being a part of this and watching how hard these girls work, it's not like Supernatural. It's a well-run machine. You got hundreds of people working, and they've been doing it for 10 years, so they all know what they're doing. On this set, we got 2 girls. They got a couple of helpers, but they're doing jobs of like 40 people. So there really isn't that time where you want to, but sometimes you're like, you know what? I don't want them to die from exhaustion or anything, and they certainly need a break, and especially seeing Hilly, she's like exhausted. She's trying to take naps between takes because she just can't stay up. Hannah's going nuts because not only are we trying to shoot, but like she has to worry about the next day's things, and there's always things that fall through, and she has to figure out okay, how are we going to get this? Location falls through. How are we going to get a new location? People aren't coming. How are we going to find new people? There's so many things to think about. And they are literally doing the jobs of 20 people each, right? So it wasn't a place where, well, I mean, apart from being stuck in a car while we're waiting, then I would just fart all the time. But apart from that, you really don't want to make it harder on them than you need to. And on Supernatural, Jared and Jensen, they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Well, that was
I
so
think- I
nice
think-
of you to say.
Yeah,
Thank you.
He's still plotting.
I think, that was
Well, now
the
you're
only
fair
thing
game.
was I think the only thing was just the farting and then also just tormenting me for some words that I say that are technically not right.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, what was it?
I'm not going to say it.
Crayons. Say it.
But who says it like that?
Okay, hold on. Okay, can you say? How do you say it?
I don't want to say it.
She says crayons.
Yeah.
Is it a pneumatic thing?
Crayons.
Crayons?
Crayons.
Crayons or like craisins? Sorry.
Crayons.
There's a lot of crayons.
You say
right?
crayons?
Crayons.
I say crayons.
Crayons?
Crayons, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Real?
It just sounds weirder and weirder the more you keep
But now that I say it out loud, it sounds weird.
I know.
And then
It sounds like a
Now,
futuristic.
there's a
we
lot
are
of
crayons.
There was one word that you said that even Hannah didn't say. Rut? What does that mean again? I can't even. Rut? Root?
the trees have roots.
Oh.
Go down.
The trees have
Ruts.
roots.
Ruts.
Yeah. And I don't say root.
No.
The trees have roots or the trees have roots?
They have ruts.
Oh.
She says roots.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
trees are
Besides
strong,
that-
my lord. Their roots grow deep.
Notice they didn't say the ruts run deep. Okay.
No, yeah, it was just little things like that to where after a while I was so paranoid because he would just mess with me. I'd be like, oh, there's a bee. And he'd go, what? And I was like, I didn't say bay. So it was just little things like that because
You weren't planning
bored in
to
a
play
car.
any pranks on us, were you?
No.
He tried to
I'm
prank
usually the
him.
pranky, not the pranker. But I will. But I
Rob
will
is so
say.
lovely.
But I will say that we really tried unsuccessfully to get him. So we'd been watching this really funny video, right, where this guy, like they scared this guy, and he breaks into the song Chandelier. Have you seen that? I wanna swing. And so we've been watching that. So he was taking one of his naps, his infamous naps, and Hilly's like, "You gotta scare him." And I was like, "Okay." And then I realized, oh, I don't want to scare him. I'm not that guy. So I
nice,
gave
Rob.
the most ridiculous unscare. I was like, boo.
It's actually him behind the scenes. He like comes up all sneaky. He's like, and Osher just like goes back to sleep.
And Hilly's like, that was bad. That was weird.
That's funny. Very funny. Well, I think with looking at the clock and looking at how time keeps on slipping into the future. And there's more dad rock to follow, okay? Are you guys ready to sign off and say our farewell to the audience?
Sure. Thank you. I mean, you guys are
Thank you for having
unbelievable.
us.
Thank you
Yeah.
for being here. Thank you. Thank you for supporting this video, which is an unbelievable tribute to the show that Ozark and I were lucky enough to be a part of, and it's just further proof that this is the best fandom out there. So, thank you so much.
So our dear friend Cliff is going to escort them off, and then we're going to be here for another 10 minutes. We're going to be taking more questions from you guys, and then also checking the Twitter feed, because I think some of you have, asked us questions via
So
Twitter.
it's not
on
over
live
just
stream.
yet.
And then we're going to go out and do the meet and greet for you guys. But just a big round of applause to these guys.
Love you guys.
Yay! Thank you.
Say
guys.
bye.
So we tried to keep that that a secret for a long time. I was like, do I say a surprise is coming or what? Because I wanted you guys to give you a surprise.
Too good at keeping secrets.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, he's going to escort them out, but we're still here with you guys, so we're going to try to get through a couple more questions because I know there was still hands up, and I was like, oh, crap. We need to get through more questions. And then we'll do a meet and greet. We have merchandise out there. We'll take pictures with you guys, autographs. We're here for you because you did it. You got us there.
Yeah, we want to like say hi.
Yeah. All right.
I feel so naked.
I know. I'm like, oh, my other side's gone.
Oh, well, the prophets are here in spirit.
Yes. All right. So, are there any questions more so like at the back that we haven't seen? I see it.
While you're looking for questions, live stream, if you have any questions for us, hashtag Supernatural Parody, you can tweet us at Hillywood Show, at Hilly Hindi, or at Hannah Hindi. We will be taking a couple questions from Twitter, and I spoke really fast right there.
That was like an advertisement. Like those little tiny things after a car commercial. Listen, like,
or the medication, like the side effects. Your ear might fall off. Like you might turn into a dog. We don't really know.
There is a hand right there at the back. Yes, shout it on out.
Hi, I'm Allison.
Hi.
Just want to you obviously really involved in the whole process with making it and editing and makeup and literally everything you have to touch. What was your favorite part of all of it?
Of putting it all together?
Yeah, like
You guys,
or the acting or the directing or
you guys, the aftermath.
The aftermath was like so
Because
awesome.
we can have the best time on set, and we can think that we have a good video, or we can say that was awesome, we got the blah blah. It's if you guys didn't like it, if you guys didn't tell us the stories of how it affected you, how it made you smile, how it makes you dance and sing and feel good, it would mean nothing to us.
Yeah.
So we want to keep this, like that's why we want to have this event, is because we want to make you feel how much we appreciate you. Like we want to feel like a family, and we want to tell you in person, like thank you, because honestly, like I said, we can do this whole production, but it means squat. Like if you guys don't like it, it means squat, and it doesn't affect us, and it doesn't inspire us. So yeah.
That's one of the reasons why an event like today is so special. It's really wonderful to have this really like hands-on first-person experience with the energy and the enthusiasm that the fans bring. Isn't it fabulous?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Thank
you guys
you
are
guys.
fabulous.
You guys
today.
have
Fabulous.
you guys have inspired us already to like start another parody because we were like, oh wow. Seriously, if we didn't have that, we'd probably be like, all right, I'm done. So
Yeah. All right, this question comes from Samantha on Twitter. They said, what was the most uncomfortable part of your makeup and costumes?
Almost uncomfortable part, the trench coat.
Why?
Because it kept rubbing my neck the whole day, and it was uncomfortable because it's touching my wig, and I didn't want to mess up my wig. So
Yeah.
my neck got really stiff.
How many of y'all cosplay? Okay.
I got real excited.
Do any of you, because I know I have terms for everything. I have, the shifty pants dance. You guys know what that means. Does anyone get the stick neck syndrome when they're cosplaying?
Stiff neck?
Stiff neck? Like you don't want to mess up anything that you're doing. You're like, I need to get my phone. Let me get a picture. Hold on. All right, that looks good. Like, is my hair okay? Like, honestly, whenever I'm in costume, I'm like little, like, what do you,
Like a Barbie,
where do
right.
you want me? Because it's like, I'm don't touch me. I'm like, don't touch me. Like, I don't know how many times at Comic-Con people just, like, tackle us, and they're like, oh, I love you. And I'm like, there goes my eyebrow. Because it's all a facade. Like, you don't realize how much makeup it is. Like, truly, it's so much makeup. So when people jump on us, we're like, there goes, like, my hair or something.
Exactly.
Something just fell off my chin. Where's my chin? So, yeah, little things like that.
Look on your phone for Twitter. I'll take one from the audience, and I think we're almost out of
Good,
time. I'm
good
sorry.
cosplay, like good drag, is never easy. Never. And then when it's when you're doing this, like Marlena Dietrich man drag thing, you're switching completely from this beautiful, beautiful, sprightly, feminine energy to serious, straight up masculine energy, and you guys turn it.
Little man.
You turn it. You're delivering realness.
I'm pocket-sized, Dean. You push me and I say Pikachu.
Guys, you heard it here first. That's great.
All right.
Oh wow.
So another question.
I feel bad. There's people like in the back. I am so sorry. I love you
There
all.
are quite a few people in the back.
I'm really
Now,
sorry.
you had your hand up and put it back down, so now you've got a second chance. What's your question?
I'm Angelica, and
Hello, Angelica.
is which of the celebrity guests was your favorite to have on set?
Which of the celebrity guests was your favorite on the
You
set?
mean out of the two that were here?
Well, now that they're gone, you can be more honest.
Well,
No, I'm
well,
kidding.
yeah,
I'm
you
just
know. That Osric, well.
He's so funny. He's so
Oh,
funny.
God. I don't know. It's hard because we personally don't know the cast. You know, it was just kind of meeting them for the first time. First impressions of every single one was super friendly, like over and beyond, totally down to earth. Like, oh, you're a human being. Wow. Like, you're so nice. No, I'm saying that in a good way. The only ones we know really are Osric and Rob because we worked with Rob, we worked with Osric a couple times, but I don't know. I mean, I love them both. Osric is always like super high energy, and he's like always trying to help on set, which I really admired that because I'm like, you don't have to help, but he would go and pick things up. Like he thinks about the crew. And with Rob, he's just like so cute, and he like is so sweet, and he like giggles and laughs at everything. So he makes you feel really comfortable immediately from just meeting him.
Yeah, definitely. I was shocked of how chill Rob was.
Oh, yeah.
Because like when I'm sure on set of Supernatural, it's like so much different with like their terms and the way they talk. And with us, we're just like, okay, camera to the kitty corner, to the right, up and down. You're gonna stand there. Like it's so not because we didn't go to film school. We self-taught. Like we couldn't afford it. I'm 25, she's 29. So it's like we just couldn't do it, so we taught ourselves. So all of our terms are technically not right, but we're doing the same things. So I was very shocked of how well he responded. He never questioned us. And with Osric, we have a very strong relationship because we've known him for so long, and like we've worked with him before on The Walking Dead. So it felt like, oh my gosh, like I don't even care if we have to do the straddling position because it's like it's Osric,
like
you know
a friend.
what I mean?
You know what I mean?
It's like someone that you know and you can trust and you already have like a bond with, and you're just like, okay, let's do it. I don't even care. Like, hi, I'm in a beard, and it's like, you know, you don't even care. So it's one of those things. But out of the cast, we got, I think, most excited for Jared and Jensen because we were sort of surprised when they came in because it was just kind of up in the air. And Richard surprised us, so we love Richard.
Yeah, Richard came in, he had
With
both
little-
his little hands out and his little chest out and his little face, and he was like, girls. And we were like, hi, nice to meet you. And I was like, thank you. Oh my gosh. But he was like, proud papa.
Yeah, so
He
we
is
have
so sweet.
very
I love
thankful,
Richard.
very thankful to Richard. Yes. And one of the questions, I don't know who it was, but they were asking about the reaction video contest. How many of you did a reaction video? Did any of you do it in the room?
Okay, we've got a couple.
Okay, because there's
Looking
like
for hands. Oh, I see a few in the back.
there's like 1,000 entries, and we're still going through them. So they will be announced soon, I promise.
But they're awesome.
They're too awesome to like say this is the best one. Honestly, can I just name Jensen for being the best reaction? Because his was like just as good as your guys'. It was crazy. So awesome, so amazing. So I know, right? We Skyped with him and Osric
Yeah.
and Richard all at the same time, and his reaction was just priceless. Like I don't think he expected it. I think he was like, "Oh, we're just gonna watch our cameos," but like right when it started with like, "I stay out too late," and you're like a little mini Dean, he was like, "Oh my god!" And the whole time he was just like shaking his head and was like,
Yeah, he kept going like. And then there was, of course, Cliff back there, who was like
priceless.
standing there watching like the screen far away. And the next thing you know, it's like Jensen's like laughing, and he's like, and he's like just sitting, and he was laughing in the back, and I was like, this is awesome.
And each scene, like you would just see Jensen's reaction. Like he really reacted with just the fist for Eye of the Tiger. Like he knew exactly where. And then right when it came to the dodgeball, it's like his just smile got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I know the dodgeball, right? And then the hula hoop, it was just like too much. Like I think at that point, because I guess I didn't realize like the story is mostly on Dean. Like the whole parody is like about Dean. So if anyone's gonna react, this is Jensen's character. Like I didn't really realize. So yeah, it was just very special, and like the whole, like I said, we have nothing but praises for the cast because they are the most down to earth, kind individuals, and hopefully, you know, someday in the future we get to work with them again because they truly changed our like world with this, and
Yeah.
we wouldn't have met you guys
Without them, we wouldn't have been here without you.
Yay!
Absolutely.
So we have
Now that the time has come to actually get ourselves out of the Nerdist Theater area, and we're going to encourage everyone, all you fabulous people, thank you for coming to this, and you guys can line up
We will
and find the
just-
right place to line up for signatures and meet and greet with Hannah and
Just
Hilly.
a heads up, guys, what we're doing over there, you guys get to talk to us. We will have autographs and t-shirts available for pre-order or order, and 10% of the proceeds are being donated to St. Jude Children's Hospital.
That's beautiful.
So just so you
That's
guys know.
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. St. Jude's Children's Hospital, yes.
And
Very
thanks
good.
for everybody watching our live stream.
Yes, thank you for watching.
You did it. Woo!
Thank you, everybody, for joining us for the Hillywood Show Supernatural Parody Fan Event. It's been wonderful, and we'll see you outside here at Meltdown.
So
Thank you, guys.
heads up to the live stream. We might try to Periscope from our table.
We'll try.
So just follow at Hillywood Show, and hopefully it'll work, because I've never Periscoped before.
Can't promise anything, but we'll try.
We're going to try for you guys. Thank you. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you, everybody.
Yay.